Friday morning. We're back. EJ and Miss Ward. Hey, we're on time today. So far, we don't have any glitches. How you doing, Miss Ward?
Hey, hey, standing upright and ready to go. The usual.
Amen. Hey, we ready to report for duty and do something today that we didn't do yesterday, so we can go somewhere tomorrow that we weren't at yesterday. That's the stuff. Hey, every morning I listen to some kind of podcast or something while I'm in the shower. Uh, get me woke up. I don't do the coffee thing. I do hot water and and some motivational stuff. And whenever you don't have something out on solid steps, I gotta listen to somebody else like Myron Golden or Dave Ramsey, uh, Alex Hermosi, Jeremy Miner. I gotta get my head in the game. And today I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and I think I'm going to share this YouTube video. But he said, "Leaders that don't read, that are not readers, are not leaders." And he said, even at 60 something years old, running his business for 30 some odd years, he reads every single day. We have to do something different today to get where we're going to go. Tommy Mello said, uh, "What got you here won't get you there." So, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you get out of this what I get out of my shower, uh, my shower videos and podcasts. We just want to help you think about different things, man. Um, but Miss Ward's got something on her mind. But first, we're going to do a little scripture, and then I'm going to let her pray. And I'm pulling out my book here, and we're going to read on purpose. Stepping into your purpose. All right, we got three verses. Colossians 3:1. You have been raised up with Christ. So think about things that are in heaven. That is where Christ is. He is sitting at God's right hand. This is one of everybody's favorite verses, Romans 8:28. When things are going bad, they think about this. We know that in all things God works for the good. Now, a lot of people want to stop right there, but this verse goes on a little bit longer. All things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. That means if you're doing what He would have you to do, love Him and love His people, serving people, doing the right things, it's going to work out. Good, bad, or indifferent. Uh, there's a secret is He wins at the end of the story. Uh, the last one is Proverbs 4:20. My child, pay attention to my words. Listen closely to what I say. Don't ever forget my words. Keep them always in mind. It says, you have established your purposes from the very beginning of your creation. You knew what you desired from your creation and how it was to work and be governed. You established humanity to subdue and rule in righteousness according to your very image that you made us to reflect. Lord, I pray that you will conform my will to your will, transform my mind to reflect your thoughts, and form my heart to care for and love your creation as you do. You have set your Son as an example. May we be conformed to his image just as he exemplified the image you had established in the beginning, that we may all live and rule in your kingdom as you have always purposed. So, he's a whole mouthful there. And just keep it in mind that he wants you to know that he's got it all worked out. All you got to do is just follow the lead. So, you mind to do the prayer?
Let's go. I'm more than happy to. Lord, thank you for allowing us to rise this morning to say your holy name and to give praise. Lord, please remove all boundaries, all strongholds. Lord, please remove fear and trepidation. Lord, please take the shackles off our hearts, our minds, and our spirits, all the things that limit us. Because being human, we forget that through you all things are possible. If we put you first in our lives, Lord, continue to order our steps, order our minds, order our desires. Lord, give us the blueprint and give us the ability to follow it so that we can be successful in everything we do, everything we touch. Give us the ability to manage the blessings that you give us and to give us the ability to share with our communities and to continue to help people grow and grow closer to you in all that we do. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right. You want to say hi to some people first?
Sure.
All right, everybody. This is Freestyle Friday. So if you have something you want to talk about, a question, comments, feel free to share them. We got a little bit that we got on our mind, but we're here for you. Good morning, Brandon Benton. Dr. Dan's in the house. Speaking of the book club, uh, Paul Hartland says, "Okay, fine, I'll join the book club." Well, Mrs. Dr. Dan Marion is leading the book club this round. We're reading Home Service Millionaire by Tommy Mello. This was his first book before the Elevate. Elevate is kind of more of a hype book, and it gives you some action steps. But the Home Service Millionaire before it is full, jam packed with action steps. I mean, it's a bunch of lists of things that you can do and how to do it. And what we do in the book club is we read a little bit, and then the next week we have action steps. It's kind of like a little mini mastermind, but it's led by a book instead of just individual. So, Paul, feel free to join up, man. We'll send you a link to join the messenger chat. Anybody that sends me a link or sends me a message and says you want to be part of it, we'll add you in. Just get the book Home Service Millionaire, and we meet at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I know, I know. I don't like to get up that early either, but it's worth it. Uh, so good morning, Paul, Adam, Garrison. Well, we got everybody joining in today. Gary Parsons, my dude, Andrew. What's going on? Saul, Cappuccino Friday. You know he ain't got nothing getting in the way of his Cuban coffee. The lady herself, Marion. No pressure, Marion. You got it. 6 Central. Yeah, that's early, early, early. All right. What's on your mind?
You know, it's been interesting because yesterday it dropped in my spirit and I started to do a video on it about saturated markets. And I'm one of those people, I really believe in doing things when you realize it ain't you, it's you just the vessel. You know what I mean? That way you don't contaminate the message. As long as you pray and ask for more of God and less of you. And I'm so slick at the lip. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I was thinking saturated markets and I was like, are there saturated markets, or I mean, did it happen overnight, or did we just sit there and get complacent and watch all this happen around us, and we're so comfortable in rolling in the fat, you know, and all
Mm-hmm.
the blessings we were getting that we, got too comfortable. And we actually allowed, I hate to say it, I'm going to just get in trouble per usual, but you can't waste your blessings. You feel me? And
Yeah.
we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it every day, actually. Like, I was up late last night taking care of some administrative stuff because I am so paranoid about how I, in this season, how I step, how I use the resources that God has blessed my business with, not for me, but to continue to grow it and reach others. Like, prime example, I had a neighbor come across the street and ask me to use the phone. He's an elderly man. And I'm
Mm.
thinking, this man lived by himself and what's going on? He's like, well, and he's older and I see different people helping him here and there. And it's interesting. He's just telling me he doesn't have something until September 11th. And I was like, what?
Mm.
You feel me? So the first thing, I had an extra business phone. The first thing I did was went in the house, got my extra phone that I don't use, and gave it to him. And
Mm.
then yesterday, I mean not yesterday, the day before that occurred. Then yesterday, I went and got him just one of them little inexpensive phones from Walmart, Straight Talk, and gave it to him. And I'm just taking care of the bill. But the
Yeah.
reality is, you don't know. I think people forget humanity. And I think that we have to understand, like, you don't see Miss Ward flexing, but EJ has personally seen my numbers, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm blessed enough to make more than people with multiple employees, you know, and I don't brag about that because for me it's systems, but it's also how I hold myself accountable. Like, I didn't get here overnight. And that's why when I talk about the saturation, we should always be looking at, first of all, pray over your blessings. Ask God to expand your territory. And then ask God to give you the tools and the ability to stay humble, but to develop those abilities to manage it. So I was up late last night because you know how Dave Ramsey and them say, money need to have somewhere to go. You need to
Yeah.
know where it's going. And at the same time, is it where? How much of it is going to you saving up in the storehouse, and how much of it's going to actually invest in the business to go to the next level, but also invest in you. Going back to what Dave said about reading books, somebody and something has to pour into you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing when I sit back in these Facebook groups and I listen to people complain. And at this point, I'm just going to be honest. I don't even comment because in the past I was passionate about it and I wanted to help everybody. But then I realized I'm not Jesus. Only Jesus can touch somebody. You feel me? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get frustrated trying to re-raise grown folks. Now, if I see a certain situation where I can help for 2 seconds, and
Yeah.
touch your heart and keep it going, like how we got how we have to touch the hem of his garment every now and then. But the reality is we're all adults and we are in America and we have access to tools. But most people don't sit still long enough to address them. So prime example, let's look at my friend here with the beautiful billboard. Do you think he woke up overnight and got that? Do you think he got the gonads and removed the fear and how much doubt was in his head, even being out there like that? But I already been speaking. This is my friend over here. Hold on, wrong way. Sorry, camera. You know, this is my friend over here. And because we are friends, I have been speaking life into this man from the time I met him because that's what I mean about pouring into them.
Yeah.
Every time this dude got a doubt and he called me, I get on him. I'm like, how dare you? You were destined for this. Like, what are we talking about? Like, in your mama's womb, boy. But
Mm.
that's what I mean. You got to get around people that help you go to the next level. You got to get around people that believe in you when you don't even believe. You can't see the forest. You got so many tears going on. You got so many fears. That's a trick of the enemy. So when you're
Yeah.
looking at these saturated markets, I'm gonna be honest. I just had a conversation with my nephew who has his expediting shipping business about this. He all stressed out or it's saturated. I'm like, bro, are we related? Let me check your DNA.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But I talked to him about being a medical courier and getting the HIPAA and the bloodborne stuff and all this and niching his market down, getting in these areas where I'm in Florida, so we geriatric city. We got some areas like the villages, we ain't gonna get into that conversation, that have a great group of healthy seniors that need those services and they need them expedited and they pay a premium. But at the end of the day, nothing is ever saturated. It's just an opportunity for you to call on God, get it together, and listen to what He tells you. Stop listening to all the lead gen companies and all this other stuff because we already know how wore out that is. You go sign up for AI, this, and that, and anything that look easy, anything that look too good to be true, it is. And if you don't understand the mechanics behind it, and I'm not saying not to use it, but I'm saying where are you going to be able to put your money to get the best ROI, return on investment?
Yeah.
For me, it is investing in myself and developing additional skills. Like I was thinking about some things, jobs I got to do this weekend. And I'm like, yeah, you need to tighten up on that. You've been able to pop and go off of this, and this, but it's getting a little deeper. So now you got to fold this in and stop playing. Don't mess with the paper because God blessing you. I'm one of them one-stop completion, turn around, pre-diag, let go. Let me pick up these bags. You know,
You are. Well, you giving a whole podcast already. We only let you talk 5 minutes. Uh, everybody, if you ain't a subscriber of Solid Steps to Wealth, you're missing out. If you're only getting your Friday dose of Miss Ward, you gotta check that out. Uh, he says the wisdom monologue. Uh, yes. So there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot you just said, and I'm gonna try to go and order my thoughts here. And we got a couple of questions. We're gonna get to the questions. Uh, one, a lot of us have the same issue with imposter syndrome. Like I know I'm not a great appliance tech. I'm a pretty good tech overall, but appliance, I'm still only 5 years in. Uh, what I'm learning more about is how to run a business uh, and how to lead people. And there's things that I know that I got to do. Thanks for the love, there, Brandon. Uh, Andrew mentions this, and I don't want to pass this up because you're talking about the saturated market and you get competition and some people say, don't worry about the competition, do you, right? Um, but I think you'd be ignorant to not know what competition is out there. You don't worry about them, but you should know. You should know, and don't worry about it. But when you have a lot of competition, you're talking about niching down, and Andrew mentions here elevating your service. Uh, you gotta adapt. You gotta change. Dave Ramsey in that video today, he was saying when he started his business, internet wasn't even open yet. So of course you gotta adapt. Now he's a almost completely online business. Uh, so you have to adapt, or you get left behind. There's plenty of stories about these major businesses that went out. We all know. Yeah, I mean, what's the first one to pop in your head? Blockbuster. Okay.
Eckerd's.
Yeah. I mean,
Do
you
y'all have
could.
Eckerd's?
I've heard of it. I never. We never
Eckerd,
had one.
Rite Aid. I think a few might be around, but hey.
Look at Sears on their way out. They've been going out for 20 years.
Hey,
Uh,
boy,
yep.
Dave Miller! I'm sorry. I got excited. He liked my video.
So, what are you doing to set yourself apart? What are you doing to get your business to that next level, right? And I I can't worry about any haters. I can't worry about what my competition thinks of me. when I go in, when I go into the parts house, the guys at the counter, you know, they'll tell me stuff. They'll be like, "Hey, you know, so and so's laughing because you made this job post." I put a job posting up in the tribbles, and they just kind of laugh, like I ain't like the rest of them. Uh, they 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 look at me like, "What the heck is this guy doing? He he's wrong or he's doing it different." And I am different, uh, good or bad. I'm doing stuff different. What you do got you where you are. That's not where I want to be. I want to go higher. If I keep doing what you're doing, that's as far as I'm going to go.
Amen.
So let's. I got to take risks. We talked about it yesterday. Calculated risk. What what can you do to get yourself to the next level? And you got to do it. It involves reading. It involves getting in winner circles, masterminds. Get yourself around other people that are doing big things. Uh, Sowell and Mike Carson, they're the best at getting me distracted here. So let's give him a little bit. Uh, he's going to be working on the breakdancing Olympics. Let's hit some of the questions here. I know this is the one you've been dreading. Marion wants to know if you're going to PSA next month.
Okay. Only Marion can call me out, and I be respectful because that's my folk. I would love to be there. That's all I can say because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I be so laser focused on what I'm doing that I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was focused mainly in certain arenas, you follow me? Oh yeah, right there. But right, to be honest with you, I don't know where it is, what date it is. So if somebody could bring me up to speed, I'm gonna just be humble about it. And I will definitely earmark some funds to head that way. I hate to be late to stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I got CO2 training. I'm doing some commercial level stuff that I'm doing, and so that is taking uh, really a lot of my time because I'm in the middle of like next week, I got ammonia related refrigeration training. Like this is, I'm just the kind of person when I find a niche and I find out that if I get a couple of more certifications and a couple of more things on my collar, a couple of more badges, oh, my price just went up. And not only did it go up, it allows me in rooms. So bring me up to speed on the PSA. Where is it? And I mean, I just hate to be in the industry but I'm gonna tell people the truth. I ain't gonna perpetrate the funk. Not me.
So I dropped the link in the comments here.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to keep it up on the screen because that's too much to be up there. But
Hmm.
Andrew says, "Don't do ammonia. You're worth too much." That's some stuff. That's some stuff. That's
Hey,
uh,
can I say something to Andrew real quick?
sure.
I'm finna give everybody some game. You know I'm on refrigeration, right? So right now I am just prepping everything so that I can go into these data centers. They're building a lot of data centers. They're buying a lot of land. And people don't understand that in data centers, those computers have to be kept cool. And there are things called critical technicians. So critical technicians go in and you get these huge accounts and you go and monitor and manage these systems automate through automation. So there are certain certifications you have to have on the refrigeration side and you get a little PLC, maybe a little, little this and that. But what I'm saying is I want bro, I ain't trying to touch nothing. I'm just trying to get the cert. If you know me, if you know, you know and be able to manage people who touching something. But we gonna keep it moving.
So
So
you just paper stacking. The more
always,
ways than
man,
one.
always.
So uh, Pay attention there. You know, we was just talking about what everybody else is looking at you and saying, "What the heck is she doing?" And some of them's laughing, some of them's hating. I know Andrew ain't one of the haters, but people have been watching you for a little bit, and they're like, "Where the heck is she going off to?" And you know, just mind your business. If you're real, you're going to get to come along. If you ain't, you're getting left behind. Uh,
Amen.
he said he said he'll come shadow you if you get a contact. So PSA September 23rd through the 26th in Portsmouth, Virginia, which is basically Virginia Beach, Norfolk. Uh, the Service Alliance group will be there. They've actually let us lead a few classes. So each one of us is going to be leading a class.
I need to
Mike
do that.
Mike is going to do two marketing. So we got a booth up there, and we're going to give it round two. See what happens. But uh, I think we have a promo code. Pretty sure we do. We haven't been doing a good job of promoting it. Uh, but reach out. Mike or Zach probably have the code. I don't.
Oh, well, I'll be there then. That just you guys are there. I'm going to be there to support. I'm always, you know who I am. No
Yeah.
promo code needed. Cha-ching. Let's get it right off.
All right. So here's another question. Fun one here from Brandon. I think I want to raise my minimum labor by 15 to 25% and justify it by increasing my guarantee from 90 days to 1 year. Does that make sense? I'm gonna let you start that one.
Well, um, you always hear people talking about adding value. And when you add value, you have to always be a businessman. So if you put yourself in the customer's shoes and take the technician hat off, what is value in layman's terms? And that's what you do. I don't think it should ever be a question to raise your prices because if anybody has noticed, inflation is real. And that bad word that people like to throw around called recession, which we probably have been in for the last 5 years, but people who don't pay attention to financial markets or don't understand financial instruments have no clue. They run into a brick wall. So I advise everybody understand what your market and move accordingly and expand in the areas of opportunity. That's what I got.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'll tell you, I like the heart of what Brandon's doing. So he's uh, he's wanting to raise his labor for a reason, and I don't think if he's watching our shows, it's because he just wants to make more money. It's not about that. But people say you should set your pricing according to your cost of doing business as a minimum. Uh, and you know, you can raise it to whatever profit level you want to have, right? Now, facts are the cost of doing business has gone up at least 15%. Uh, now, I love where his heart is here, and his head's following. You raise a price, you add the value, right? Now, inflation, it doesn't add value. It don't really care. It just say, hey, it costs more to do this. It's all related to supply and demand, and it costs more to get the same value that you did 5 years ago. Uh, so you don't have to justify it with adding value, but the right people try to do that. All right. Uh, so this year, Exactly. Here, let me put this up here while I finish what I'm saying. Uh, Here's some love, Brandon. Staying in business is value. You have to be profitable to stay in business, and that ain't selfish. You're in business to help people. If you're in the home service business and you're not serving your customers, then you're doing something wrong. But if you are serving people, being in business is valuable. And there's a lot of people that try to compete on price. And I learned a few years ago that I don't need to be that person, imposter syndrome or not. Uh, I take care of the people that ask me to come serve them. And the ones that appreciate it don't really care what my price is. And they pay regardless. But this year I raised my service charge by $20, and I raised each of my labor rates by $10 to $20 each. And we didn't really see a drop. But what I want to say is I did the same thing. I said, I don't want to just raise the price. I mean, I have to. But what can I do? And I came up with another plan to reward the people that uh, didn't mind to pay the extra, that decided to stay loyal to us regardless. And in true Miss Ward fashion, I don't like talking too much about it in public forums, uh, but it's right now it's one of them things that separate me, and we do what we do. So, Brandon, you're on the right track, man. I'm not going to say that's your number or that ain't, but you got the right idea. Don't be afraid to raise your price. Don't ever lower the level of service that you provide. Uh, if it makes you feel better, and I know it does, find something to add to value. Uh, Going to a 1 year uh, warranty on your repairs. It's don't do that just to justify your price. Do that because you believe in what you do. Uh, and if it makes you feel better, do it. But that's my take on it anyway. It's Saul dropping a shout out for the MSA Vegas convention. This is Marcone's, I think, every 4 year convention. It's in Vegas next year. Uh, they are selling tickets right now, early entry. So reach out to Saul if you need to. Uh, Rob adds here, do some data research, Brandon. First thing I would compare is number of return calls to same customer for same product. That percentage should be less than the percentage of increase in profit. That's good information there. Rob's been in business for a long time and he's helped a lot of businesses, so pay attention when he's talking. Just extending your warranty may eat into that 15 to 20% really quickly. Uh, so, yeah, basically what he's saying here is uh, efficiency sometimes can be the increase that you need. If you can do better on the calls you do have, eliminate recalls, second trips. Miss Ward talks about pre-game queen. Uh, Figure that stuff out. Bring what you need. Schedule it accordingly, and then go knock it out in the first trip. And watch your profit go up. Watch it. It happens. Uh, we don't have any more questions right now. So, Miss Ward, why don't we get back to work? How about
I
you?
know. So
You got
that
some
was it.
closing comments?
Yeah, one more thing for the young man, for Brandon. I thought it was interesting because it reminded me when I first got in the industry and people didn't understand how I operated. So in South Florida, like people were shocked that I was offering 3 year and 5 year warranties. I'm not telling him to do this, but the world that I came from, we had what's called extended warranties. So you got your standard manufacturer warranty that could have been 90 days to a year, no charge. You want to extend that warranty, we charge in South Florida. I was charging 150 additional. If you wanted a 5-year one, it was 300. And I dealt with a specific clientele that understood. These were customers who understood that when they buy something, they want to buy it one time and they want a guarantee. And if they can pay more to extend that, they would. But I also was servicing high end and specific appliances. But that's how my brain worked. And people could not believe that I would get paid that way, but I built that value in. And did I have some return calls to eat into that? One or two, but it was because what is my middle name? Miss Rochelle, quote unquote, strategy Ward.
I thought
Everything I
that
do is strategy, and
I
that was
thought
a
it was
great strategy.
Caprice. I thought
Oh,
it
it
was
is. Hey,
Caprice, but
did you really just put my whole government name out there? Boy, hey, look, you about to lose the invitation to the picnic. About to lose that
you
card, bro.
you put it on your channel too. You know you do. Don't be taking my card yet. I don't even know if I took full possession yet, but it says you need a 252 license in Florida to sell extended warranty. All right. Uh, let's not pass over Andrew's comment here too. When you raise your price, add to what you offer. Yeah, not necessarily the value is what he's talking about here, which he's not saying don't add value, but invest in yourself and your business to perform better. I mean, PPE, he's huge on PPE and floor protection, learning new skills, taking courses. I mean, Andrew's one to follow. So when he talks, pay attention. Sometimes he'll get us a little distracted, but that's because it's fun. Uh, I want to say to close here. One, if you're watching and you've watched this long, you're our kind of people. Uh, so continue doing what you're doing. Don't pay attention too much to what other people think about you. Uh, follow your heart and your head and your winner circle. Get some people around you that are rooting for you to win. Put the guardrails up when you get offline and point you in the right direction. Uh, you got to do something different today than you did a than you did last time, yesterday, last month, last year. Uh, you got to do something different because if you keep doing what you've done this whole time, resting on your laurels, they say, uh, you're going to get left behind. And, like you said, staying in business is value. People need you to do what you do. So that's what it is. Let's see here. Yes, Andrew, I got a billboard. It went up a couple days ago. Check the Appliance Alliance Facebook page. See a pretty picture of it. I'm nervous because it's an expense that you can track ROI on, but I'm not really doing it for ROI. My mission this year is brand recognition and getting established as a sticky brand in our areas. And yeah, the new logo comes with it. I got ball caps. I got shirts. I've got banners and decals, and I I spend some money on some of this stuff, and it kind of scares me sometimes. But when I when I when I network with my winner circle, you notice how I said winner circle, not inner circle, because there's only winners in my circle. Uh, we uh, we share our ideas with a trusted group, and they tell me if it's dumb or not. We kind of figure out where things can go wrong and what to do to avoid those failures. And sometimes you still fail, but and this ain't directed at Andrew. It's whoever's listening. Um, Andrew knows this stuff. He's in a great mastermind. So I'm tired. Let's get to work. Uh, the pain of change is better than the pain of staying the same. You know, they say it. They say it a little bit backwards in some groups I've been in. Um, People change when the pain of same is bigger than the pain of change, and change is good if it's good. Good change is good. Going to feel pain, better to feel it growing. Yes. All right. I got work to do.
Me too.
Let's do it. Hey,
Let's go
y'all,
get it.
y'all get out there and do what you're supposed to do. Take care of people and serve and get paid doing it. That's the beautiful blessing we've been given. Uh, Come back on Monday for Zach and Doug, and we'll see what we're going to talk about next week. See ya.